And welcome back to the Los Angeles Athletic Club for the men's opening round, round of 8. This is the quarterfinals between Nadi Alvarado Jr. and David Fink. Nadi Alvarado wearing the Jake Plummer black WPH number 16 shirt. Dave Fink wearing his Seattle LAAC shirt. Dave Fink representing the Seattle LAAC team, and Nadi Alvarado represents the Tucson Gunslingers.
Raise your hand. I only have one, so okay, then we won't have any. Okay, so it's my way.
Referee said I only have one line judge, so he said it's my way or the highway. So there will not be any appeals on this round of 8 opener, which might not be a good thing since Nadi goes for that crack serve, and he does it immediately in a swing and miss from Dave Fink.
It's a point. 1 serving 0.
Nadi Alvarado up 1-0.
I think Dave Fink is very nervous in there.
2 serve 0.
I wouldn't call it nervous. I would say nervous energy, maybe. 2-0. I don't know what you call that when a player wants to focus and maybe they over-focus. If you watch the finals of 2004 Nationals between Dave Chapman and Nadi Alvarado, you see Nadi Alvarado doing the same sort of thing Fink is doing right now.
That was a nice shot by Fink. He got Nadi back in the right corner and then took it down the left just enough so Nadi couldn't get to it.
And Dave Fink kills that ball with a left-handed slam to the right corner with a dive after Nadi hit almost a perfect shot right in front of Fink. The score is all tied at 2.
2 serves 2. Hold on. Sorry.
Referee is going to be broke in here really quick on how to do a pro match. Paul Godina, who probably hasn't reffed a lot of Nadi Alvarado matches. Nadi's able to track that down, unable to get it to the front wall. His father, Nadi Alvarado Sr., courtside, as well as sister, 2 sisters, a daughter, brother-in-law. I mean, he's got the whole family here. Nieces and nephews. I saw John Alvarado bike and Gabby here courtside. Dave Fink's got his father, mother, and wife, and soon-to-be son, Henry, watching at home in Pittsburgh.
Listening.
Second serve.
Kicking. Dave Fink jumping out to a lead here. Washington Athletic Club has really embraced the fact that the Seattle LAACs are chasing their dream of winning the team championship. They were in last place for the first 3 stops, and now, with a really good showing here, could get enough points to go past the Idaho team that's sponsored by Jake Plummer.
6 serves 2.
6-2 is the score here. If Dave Fink were able to beat Nadi Alvarado, that might just be enough points for Seattle to take the lead already here in the team championship as part of the race for 8.
3 serve 6.
I believe the team that wins the Super Ball. Is that correct?
That's correct. And then Dave Fink grabs that ball that Nadi served because Nadi hit it right in the ground, and that's a point for Dave Fink. That part of the rally scoring I like. When a server serves the ball into the ground.
Good call on
You're
contact
a little bit too close. A little bit too close.
Referee
7
called
serves
a
3.
safety hold there. But the safety part already took place.
Check the ball.
The ball hit Dave Fink on the way up to the front wall.
Being a girl, I like the safety hold-ups because it's very painful for me to watch people get hurt and run into.
I actually like it.
Well, you're a man, so you would like that.
8 serves 3. Short serve.
Dave Fink up 8-3, short ball.
Second serve. Got to wait for him to be ready before I say anything.
Actually, he, who is Nadi Alvarado, was turning around to look at the ref as well. I disagree with the ref's call there. Dave Fink just jams that right at Nadi Alvarado. Not out of disrespect, but he wants a point here. And maybe a little bit of disrespect, but he wants the point. Here's the replay. Nadi dives up front. Watch what Dave does here. He tries to hit it right back at his core.
Well, I wouldn't call that disrespect. It's the hardest shot coming straight at you so fast when you're not set ready for it. And they don't have time to get their hands out to even get a defensive return on the ball.
Now, if that was a plate full of biscuits and gravy, I would have grabbed a hold of it and had it in my mouth before you would have known it. So maybe Nadi needs to do some visualization. Easy for you to say.
9 serves 3.
Well, he doesn't seem like the type that would
visualize
biscuits and gravy in the middle of a handball match.
Second serve.
I've actually been known to bring it onto the court during a match. I can't relate.
Hold it! Let's play it again.
These two playing very close to each other. We're going to see a lot of contact this whole match.
Both of these guys have been playing pro handball for many years, since the 90s. That ball just over the short line. Dave Fink has a deep return. Nadi Alvarado is going to force that ball up front. Nadi down to one knee. Dave Fink goes over the top of him and make sure to stay off of him, because if he touches him, that could be replayed, and Nadi's going to look for the towel, and Dave Fink gets another point on that scoreboard. Ashley, what is Dave doing here as you watch this from a pro women's standpoint? I mean, I know you're on the pro tour, and I know you have a thought here, because I know you study the players.
Well, he knows that he has to jump out to an early lead, because Nadi is known for slow starts. We've seen a lot of the games during the tour that Nadi loses, or he's down big and then has to come back late in the first games. And then in the earlier rounds, he completely dominates the second game once he gets warmed up. So I think Fink has seen that, because obviously you've seen every single game on the pro tour.
Is
so
this a timeout?
he knows what strategies are going to happen, because he's the one evaluating everybody's strategies.
Nadi Alvarado leaving the court here, now calling for a timeout. Referee not realizing that timeout has been called, so now the stopwatch starts now. It should have started earlier, but Dave Fink's not going to argue either. He stays in the court to avoid a little bit of that confusion. That was a replay that took place after. That's where the referee called the score, and Nadi didn't even have his goggles on. That replay brought to you by Owen Gloves. That shows you what Nadi does
15 seconds
to prepare for his very next shot.
Resume.
Watch Dave Fink go to that corner.
Resume
Nadi
play.
down on one knee. This is where Dave jumps over Nadi and makes sure he doesn't touch
10
it.
serving.
And that was a good no call by the referee, because inexperienced refs would call that over, but Nadi's in a perfect position for Fink to drive that ball to the left corner, and that's where he wants Nadi, is on the floor.
All that stalling from Nadi and getting that extra minute on that timeout did not
11 serving 3.
work for him there. Fink gets another point at 11-3. Nice serve from Fink. Now 12-3. Now you're talking about Dave Fink and saying that Nadi's a slow starter, but in Fresno, Nadi was defeating Dave Fink 16-1 to start off their round of 8 match. So Dave Fink, I think, has been thinking about that a lot, watching the video and saying, I need to be the one to come out to that 16-1 lead.
Thirteen serves 3.
Dave Fink's got another great serve right there. Now 14-3.
14 serves 3.
Dave Fink has never defeated Nadi Alvarado.
Short. Second serve.
Not sure what that look was about there.
Well, I think Dave hit it and didn't know what happened to the ball, and he looked back at the ball to see if it was rolling flat. If it was rolling flat, that means that was his only chance to get to the front wall, because he knew it wasn't going to be very high if he did get it. Nadi Alvarado serving here. Now 4 points to Dave Fink's 13.
4 serves 14.
4-14 is the score with Nadi serving. Dave Fink playing out of his mind right now after a slow start. That's sort of a mishit from Dave Fink. Not exactly what he wanted to do, but he got the side out and the point. Now he's serving.
15 serves 4.
15-4. And a side out. Dave Fink doesn't mind the side out game from Nadi Alvarado as long as Nadi doesn't score points
5
when he
serves
gets the side
15.
out. Nadi able to get that ball. Dave down to one knee. Nadi hits it right back at the same spot. Dave flips that ball up. Nadi's so aggressive back here, though. And Dave Fink kills it, gets the point. Nadi going to look for a wet spot on the floor. He knows there's one up there. And he doesn't call for a towel. This is the replay brought to you by Pima Medical Center.
16 serves 5.
Now we're back into play. That was a replay of those a wet spot up there. Our operator giving us the location so we can call the towel boy on the next timeout. Don't want any injuries.
17 serves 5.
Dave Fink up 17-5 here in game number 1.
Does this surprise you?
Yeah, a little bit, but I heard that after
18 serves 5.
you guys arrived to Anchorage, Alaska last week, that Nadi Alvarado was not playing top ball. So I coupled that intel with the fact that Dave Fink trained 3 times a day in preparation for LAAC, and I saw the focus from Dave Fink. I'm not surprised if you really want to know the truth.
So you have scouts everywhere. It is true.
I do, and
spies and everything.
I got a hold of Joe Del Sardo in Pittsburgh and said, tell me the truth. Is he working out? And Del Sardo said the most I've ever seen. And then Del Sardo asked me for $50. But besides the point.
Well, Dave knows he's playing good ball right now. I mean, he has a lot of confidence going for him, and he hasn't yet been able to crack into the semifinals. But, I mean, the way he's playing now, he's right on a roll to get into the semis.
Well, look at it this way. Dave Fink has finished 5th at the last 2 tournaments, and Nadi Alvarado has finished 4th, basically, losing in the semifinals at a couple tournaments here. So they.
So would
would be sort of the
semis be second place?
6 serves 18.
No,
he's been to finals for
in Fresno. In Fresno, he was in the finals, but in Atlanta, he lost in the semifinals. Lost in the finals, excuse me, in
Salt
Atlanta,
Lake
Georgia.
City, he did not make the finals.
Right.
Okay, I understand.
He did 4th in Salt Lake. Dave did 5th. So what I'm saying is, if you just seeded it off the last tournament, these two would be playing right here
7
anyway.
serves 18.
And should be fairly competitive. Now, to break in and beat Nadi Alvarado this part of his career would be certainly a huge win for Dave Fink.
Play it again.
Nadi wanted an avoidable because Dave was leaning when he got hit, but
7 serves 18.
Not going to give them that. 7 serves 18.
No, that was not a point. That was a replay.
That's part of the gamesmanship. Nadi Alvarado Jr. knows that that's not a point, but he also knows that he's playing with a rookie ref here. And there's a point for Dave Fink. Gets that side out. Dave is going to ask for the towel because he knows Nadi's going to. You're watching the WPH Simple Green Race for 8 men's quarterfinals. My name is Dave Vincent alongside Ashley Moeller. This replay brought to you by Simple Green.
Yeah, I had to mark the point first before I do something else. 19.
I don't know what Dave Fink was arguing about with the referee.
Good. Something to try to get
the
down.
towel. is up on the court hanging over. The referee tried to throw it to the player and it got stuck.
The other one doesn't make it.
Oh, George will do it. Okay.
There is a door on the court. I'm not sure if they're aware. They could slip the towel inside the door.
Estoy ocupado ahorita, güey. Okay. Gracias.
When things start happening, you start seeing the players start talking Spanish.
Usually this is halftime sort of entertainment, using the broom to get the towel and throw them into the crowd, but we're getting it for free in the middle of the game.
This is actually one of the high points for American handball, this race for 8. That doesn't even go on the blooper reel. We're going to put that right on the lead.
The highlights.
Highlight reel.
Our blooper reel is getting quite extensive, however.
Good point.
I believe we have about 3 reels already from this weekend to add to the previous blooper reel.
19 serving 7.
Dave Fink serving 19-7, jumping out to a huge lead in the first game.
Make that 20-7.
Serve 7.
It would be very difficult for Nadia Alvarado to come back after being down 7-20.
Eight serves 20.
He would have to outscore Fink 17-4, make that 18-4, having to win by 2 in order to take this game.
That's going to be very hard to do. Statistically, it'll be impossible for Nadia Alvarado to come back and beat Dave Fink in this first game, but he could find a serve or locate it with a lot of side outs here and opportunities to serve.
9 serves 20.
Dave Fink has to try to put this away as soon as possible because you don't want Nadia getting comfortable in that server's box. And that's another sided no, dug out from Nadia, and he calls a double bounce on himself.
It's one of the best parts about this
21 serves 9.
Sportsmanship in handball is that many of the players call double bounces. Not all of them, however, many of them do. It's a nice shot there by Fink.
Nadia Alvarado looks out of sorts in this opening game versus Dave Fink.
22 serves 9. Ten serves 22.
Nadia Alvarado with 10 points, serving to Dave Fink, who has 22 here in the first game, to 25 rally scoring.
Second serve.
And there's another point for Dave Fink.
Dave Fink steps back into the box with another
23
point
serves 10.
next to his name on the scoreboard. 23-10, 2 points away from taking game number 1 versus Nadia Alvarado. Make that 1 point away, and then Dave Fink, I'm just going to write his name down here for the first win because...
One mistake and it's over. One
Game
good
point
shot by
serves
Fink
10.
with rally scoring. It's all it takes.
Well, it's going to happen
And
right
there
here.
it is.
First game.
Sorry, I was still putting the name
Penciling
down.
it in.
Had to pencil it in. Dave Fink takes game number 1. We're going to take a timeout. We'll have game 2 coming up next. Men's round of 8. Stick around at racefor8.com.
Second game, 0 serving 0.
And we are back for game number 2. 0 serve 0. Dave Fink gets that ball just over the line. Nadi hits it in the ground, and another point now for Dave Fink, who won the first one.
1 serve 0.
25 to 10. And another point for Dave Fink. He's making the highlight reel here. That was a dive re-kill from Fink. Now up 2 to 0. Fink wins the first, 21 to 10.
2 serve 0.
25 to 10, and now has a screen serve that's not called by the referee. Dave Fink knows it too.
1 serves 2. Short. Second serve.
Nice right-handed kill shot right there from David Fink. My name is Dave Vincent, alongside Ashley Moeller, our sideline reporter now.
3
in the booth.
serves 1.
3 to 1. Nice serve again from Fink, who has that whole left wall. He goes for it. Nadi flicks it with the backhand. Fink pushes Nadi back. Nadi is just not relaxed. Dave Fink dives, gets it up to the front wall. Nadi pushes it back. Dave Fink will get it. And a point for Dave Fink.
It was a terrible shot. He got a great get on the ball, but Nadi pushed it to the back so that Fink was able to get up off the ground and get all the way to the back wall in order to get himself back in the rally.
Four serves 1. Short.
And a short ball being called by referee Paul Godina.
Second serve.
Nice shot down the right wall there by Fink.
Nadi Alvarado was just a couple points away in Fresno, California,
5 serves
for
1.
being the #1 ranked player in the world and getting a lot of race points, and then he turns that ball inside out, Dave Fink does. Now Nadi Alvarado is 3rd in the race standings and the power rankings.
6 serves 1.
And he could be falling with a bullet here. Dave Fink now 7 to 1, hitting the crack serve. Dave Fink is on fire.
First time out, second
This is the
game,
best I've
Nadi.
ever seen anybody play. Dave Fink taking Nadi Alvarado to task here. This might be his new thing. He might no longer be associated with the broadcast crew. He might just become a pro handball player now.
Well, it's very difficult working a tournament and then playing also, but today Fink actually took some time off before his game instead of running straight from the booth to the court. And he decided, well, I know I'm playing well. I'm going to take this extra time to get myself mentally prepared, because you have to get in a different mindset after working to get ready for your handball match. And apparently it was a fantastic idea, because he took the first game 25 to 10, and now he's leading
Resume
the second
play.
game 7 to 1.
7 serving 1.
Seems like it should be about 11 to 1. Nadi is not sharp. Dave is. And now another point.
Eight serves 1.
Dave Fink's right hand has been pretty good in this tournament. Usually he goes defense with it, but he's been very offensive. And there's another point for David Fink, and he's up to 9 to 1 now against Nadi Alvarado.
9 serves 1.
Now you hear Nadi Alvarado Sr. clapping for his
2
son.
serves 9.
Nadi Alvarado will be invited to Seattle regardless of what happens here. Nice dig from Nadi Alvarado. Must feel good to be Nadi Alvarado, to know that his father's in the crowd who said, come on, Nadi, let's go. Dave Fink's father back home watching the live broadcast. Dave Fink's had a disadvantage there, but Nadi gets that
3 serves 9.
words of encouragement from his father, and it seemed like in that rally he just played different after hearing his father say, come on, Nadi, let's go.
Short.
And it probably does mean something. I mean, I wouldn't know. My father, every time I made a good shot, would turn his head and look the other way.
Well, when Fink's family, when his dad gives him a compliment, he yells at his
Second
dad.
serve.
So I don't know that it would make any difference.
It's
Maybe
probably
even
best his dad is and stays in Pittsburgh, but for Nadi, it seemed like it's power pellets. 3-9 is the score. And there's a 10th point for Dave Fink.
I like that comment, power pellets.
Well, I like to make Pac-Man references.
Well, when I think of pellets, I think of rabbit food for some reason.
Well, that's because you grew up in the Midwest.
I think of farm animals all the time. It's a weird thing to
10
say.
serves 3.
But you said it.
Yep.
This is not going on the blooper reel. I'm sorry. This is what I
Highlights.
expect.
This is the highlight.
Look at that rollout right there from
That was David Fink.
TTO, the tanned one. I had to try to think of
11
what
serves 3.
the acronym was for that. Oh, that ball just hops away. I mean, it really technically is probably a screen, and the referee's not going to call it because the ball hops so far to the right, and the play's off the back wall, not the front wall. But I think Nadi would
12
rather
serves
elect to
3.
take that ball first. Referee's not calling the screen, and I don't know how they could anyway. I like this angle here. You feel like you're right in the court, Ashley, with this high-def camera.
Hold it. That's a point.
Oh, and he calls an avoidable hinder against Nadi Alvarado. Dave Fink is actually lobbying for the avoidable after the avoidable was called. That's the first avoidable we've seen so far this tournament. Dave Fink gets a point here.
It's strange. Usually,
13
Nadi Alvarado
serves 3.
protests many calls against him, but he knew that he clearly
Short.
backed into Fink on that one.
I think that Nadi knows he's overmatched at this point.
Second serve.
Dave Fink's right hand is very strong in this tournament. You hear Nadi Alvarado Sr. say, come on, Nadi, you have to work for it. You have to hustle. Nadi Alvarado tries to stay in the best shape of any pro player there is, but in this tournament, he looks a little slow, and that could be jet lag from your Anchorage trip. Now, I know you were there and you watched
4
Nadi
serves
Alvarado
13.
play. Did he look like he was sharp, or did he play like this?
You know, he actually played Luis Moreno in very close games. I think he scored 25-18 both games. He lost in 2,
5
but
serves 13.
he's really intense, not making the hand errors that he's making today.
I heard from a former pro qualifier who was there, said that Nadi played the worst he's ever seen him play, and the score was 17-17. But I'll take your word for it because I know you were also there. That was a 2 bounce, and Nadi Alvarado gets a point. Now the crowd's starting to get behind Nadi Alvarado as he winces. He has a groin pull that happened in that tiebreaker versus Luis Moreno in Atlanta. And you saw him wince his leg there somewhere after that play ended. Dave Fink calling for the towel. Nadi Alvarado wearing his Jake Plummer shirt. Nadi is a Tucson gunslinger wearing the shirt from one of his opposing teams, and I don't know if he's going to get fined for that by the sponsorship committee, but hopefully they're lenient.
I'll be passing out the handball bucks that these players pay their
Resume
fines
play.
with.
6 serves 13. Short.
Nadi within 7.
Second serve.
You have to remember that Dave Fink was leading by 10 points just a second ago. Now it's been reduced. And Nadi now is within 6 points, and this is far from over.
You can also hear his sister Lupita Bike in the background, always there, probably his #1 fan, cheering him on.
7 serves 13.
7 serves 13. We're at the Los Angeles Athletic Club. This is the men's round of 8
Short.
if you just tuned in.
Second serve.
Dave Fink got by Vic Perez earlier today, 25-18, 25-16. So this is the second match for Fink. It's a big setup for Dave Fink. Nadi Alvarado hit it right down the middle. Dave diving in again. Nadi just blowing that ball with a 2-wall pass and gets his 8th point now. Nadi Alvarado scoring 5 straight points against Dave Fink. 4 straight points on the serve and 1 on the side out. We have rally scoring here with the pros.
Timeout. Dave Fink.
And a smart timeout called from Dave Fink. He doesn't want this to get too far out of reach for him.
The score is
Nadi Alvarado certainly playing different now, Ashley, than we saw for the first game and a half.
Well, we expected eventually that he would warm up and not.
Well, I was wondering if he would. That was the thing. I mean, Nadi has not been playing strong here, and all of a sudden he scored 5 straight points against Dave Fink. If Dave Fink were to get 12 more points, it would be the first time in his career, over 17 years of being on the pro tour, of taking down Nadi Alvarado. But Nadi says, hold on, young lad, former pro player. It's not your time yet.
Well,
that's why
Fink still has the lead, so I wouldn't.
That's why we don't play games on paper, Ashley. We actually have to go out there and play the games.
Well, people also need exercise, so if we played it on paper, they wouldn't get exercise.
Dave Fink dives in here, but he hits it right back at himself, and Nadi goes for that 2-wall pass. Dave could have poked that ball down the left wall or gone for a kill shot.
Let's resume play.
It's hard to practice your dive kills.
You're very good at practicing your fall kills.
8 serves 13.
It's not really fall. It's sort of like just letting your legs, I call them jello legs. Your body kind of hopefully falls toward the ball, and now Nadi is on a roll with his 6th straight point versus Dave Fink.
9 serves 13.
Fink will be in trouble if Nadi gets his serve down the right going. You better hope that.
Dave Fink hits the floor on that. Nadi's going to go for another point. And a nice shot right there from Nadi Alvarado, and now Dave Fink has probably 1,000 things going through his head. Nadi Alvarado has located that serve, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one that's either given him the number 2 or number 3 ranking for the last 20 years. It's amazing what a great serve will do for you. Now at 11-13. Dave Fink had this match in hand.
11 serves 13.
And all of a sudden, Nadi Alvarado just has changed the tide. You can see all the confidence in the world now from El Tigre. And another point for Nadi Alvarado.
He's really starting to locate those shots that slide down the walls. Those are very difficult to return, especially if it's already behind you.
12 serves 13.
What we saw there.
There's another point, bringing it even at 13.
All.
Nadi has a big setup. This should be his 14th point, and it is. A rollout in the front wall. Dave Fink's going to have to call another timeout, Ashley.
And he does not.
Serving 13.
I would think one more point. He has to call a timeout to stop this momentum.
I mean, it's just like 2 different players in there. One of them looked like they're about 40 years old, 50 years old, and then all of a sudden he looks like a 25-year-old.
Serves 13.
Alvarado just chipped away a huge deficit coming back. I believe at one point Fink was up 13-3.
And another point awarded to Nadi Alvarado.
Not quite sure why Fink is just letting him roll these points off instead of breaking up that momentum and trying to figure out something else to do to get this side out.
And this isn't really a meltdown from Dave Fink. He's not missing shots. Nadi's just playing out of his mind. I can tell you one thing, Nadi does not want this to end. This little run that he's on right here, a 13-0 run versus Dave Fink. And there it is, a side out. Now Dave Fink has his 14th point.
Fink's going to have to try to locate those crack serves that he had early in the game to try to get a couple of quick points to get himself back in the lead here. Definitely doesn't want to give any setups to Nadi, who's been killing the last.
Well, here's a setup. That's called the announcer's curse, and then Nadi hits it in the ground, and Dave Fink gets the 15th point. That's a reverse announcer's curse while talking about the announcer's curse. So we call that the announcer, the second announcer's
player's curse on the announcer?
That's the second announcer's curse.
Announcer's curse squared.
Serve 16.
We're all together at 16. We go to 25. Huge setup for Nadi on his left hand. Dave Fink thought about going down to his knee. He stays up there. Referee allows the play to happen, but that could have been a close one where you say, hold it. Avoidable hinder. Dave did try to get out of the way, though. Nadi kills it in that right corner. Now gets his 17th point.
If he called that one, Nadi would have the argument that the play in the first game when Nadi was on the ground and Fink hit the ball over him. I mean, you can't call one and not the other.
That one was a little different. I mean, Nadi could have hit Dave during his backswing. I mean, his follow-through very easily could have hit him.
Play that again.
What was the replay for?
I think it hit him.
17, serve 16.
Don't know if I agree with that. 17-16, Nadi is up.
Short. Second serve.
Dave Fink leaning to the right here. And now Dave Fink a little upset with himself. Nadi hit that ball right at Dave, and that's the worst thing for a player when you're up against an opponent who can really hop the ball. They hit it dead center at your body, and then you say to yourself, I don't know
18, serve 16.
if it's going to go to the right or left, so I'm going to have to just sort of swing at it, and that's what happened. Dave Fink was unable to get that ball back. And
nice
Nadi now gets his 19th point.
That's a hard shot to read because you don't know if he's going to hit it hard and have it come out at you, or if you should run in and charge it if he hits it soft, which he had a nice touch on it that it just died right in front of Dave Fink to score his 19th point.
Okay. Okay. So just ask for it, and I'll start. Yeah, we do need some. We'll have to sew some together. That's what you have. If you don't, I'm not. This is what we have right now. Here, throw this one in. Oh, this one's a long one? Yeah. Let's go. Let's play.
Dave Fink is telling the referee that he needs to have a bigger towel. He said,
Resume
you're
play.
the referee, you need to bring a bigger towel. The referee said, this is the one that we're going to use.
19 serving,
and Dave
16.
said, no, I'm sorry, there's bigger towels in this club. You need to go get them. Those towels are used for the players to shower with. And that's a point for Dave Fink, now 17-19. Small towels are for the courts, and the big towels are for those that are using the facilities.
Just didn't get himself far enough towards the back wall to
20 serve 17.
get that shot in front of him.
Nadi up 20-17.
To get into the box.
Referee's calling the score too fast.
20
Nadi
serves
says, I get
17.
10 seconds to get into the box. I mean, I'm not even walked in yet before he called the score. That was a strange shot from Naughty. And he gets his 21st point. Dave Fink at 17.
'21 serve 17.
I was telling you after the end of that first game how you didn't want Dave Fink to allow Naughty to continue to get into that server's box, because that gives Naughty an opportunity to locate that
Change
serve.
them, 2
Now I know
minutes.
he was down 13 to 3.
Can I see yours? Can I see yours?
Naughty Alvarado's found that serve, and he's put Dave in a bad deficit right now. Dave Fink is saying that the referee should have asked
It's
for the gloves to be
22
changed.
serving 17.
22 to 17 is the score right now,
Yeah.
with Naughty Alvarado
Change your
leading
shirt,
Dave
dude.
Fink. We have a 2-minute timeout. We're going to take
Change
a break
yours too,
here,
Naughty.
and we'll be back in just a bit. Stick around here at racefor8.com.
You got to change it, nothing. Not just wipe it down. You got to change it. You can feel it. You just have to wipe it down on top. I need you to change it. I don't want to feel it. Oh, it's all dry fit. Just wipe it down on the top. It dries up. You got to change it. $15 seconds, guys. What's that? Yeah. Let's get back in the court, Nati.
And we are back for the conclusion of game number 2. Naughty Alvarado was down 13 to 3, and since then he's been on a 3 minus 19 to 4
Not
run.
for me. This is it for
Unbelievable run from
Let's
Naughty
resume
Alvarado
play.
after losing the first one 25 to 20. Naughty now serving here. Puts on that red Tiger Woods
22
jersey.
serving 17.
El Tigre serving here at 22 to 17. And Naughty gets an ace serve after that 2-minute glove change.
23 serve 17.
Dave Fink has to get the side out now. I thought that ball was short, but I guess it was a point.
Game point, serve 17.
We will take a quick timeout after Naughty gets, or if he gets this last point. And there he gets it.
First game.
25 to 17, Naughty Alvarado takes game number 2. We will
3
have
minutes.
more handball in 3 minutes. Stick around at racefor8.com. Tiebreaker on the way.
Game 3, tiebreaker, 25 points, win by 2.
Referee called the action
Fink
here to
serving,
start game number 2.
0 serving 0.
Says game played to 25, win by 2. This is rally scoring. This is the tiebreaker, and the first point to Dave Fink goes to Nadi Alvarado after that serve. And first strike hits the ground
1
first.
serve 0.
Nadi has the first point on the scoreboard. Nadi's really got Dave thinking now with the serve. And a kill shot in front of Fink gets the second point for Nadi Alvarado.
2 serve 0.
Nadi now has 3.
3 serve 0. Short. Second serve.
Dave Fink does not want to get too far behind in this tiebreaker because he knows that Nadi's serves can just get on fire, and in order to stay in this game, he's going to have to get a few early points.
1 serve 3.
Nadi Alvarado's on a 25-5 run at the moment. Dave could do no wrong for the first game and a half, and then Nadi Alvarado just has completely dominated. Ball sounds like it's broken. Dave Fink could have been on the board with that shot right there, and now it's another point for Nadi Alvarado, who's pumping his fist, more or less to be sarcastic, and he has the crowd behind him now.
4 serves 1.
Dave Fink has 1 point. Nadi Alvarado has 5.
Five serves 1. Six serves 1.
Completely fooled Dave Fink on that serve down the left. He was expecting it to go to the right. Got a
Short.
quick point off it.
Nadi Alvarado's in his groove
Second serve.
in the server's box. It's a crack. Dave shovels it out. Pretty good return from Fink. But Nadi Alvarado's able to drive that ball down the wall, and he fist pumps, and there's another point for Nadi Alvarado, who
Towel, hurry. No, it's okay. I'll throw it in there.
is now
Big towel.
seriously on a run against Dave Fink. At one point, 25-5 run.
I'm not doing another one.
I believe he's on a
How much
27-5 run at the moment.
Positive reinforcement I get. Thank you. Thanks,
Spawning
George.
from the second
Thank
game
you.
to the third.
7 serving 1.
At this point, Fink's hoping for a lot of those
Two
kind of
serve
mistakes
7.
by Alvarado.
Nadi Alvarado hits that ball into the ground. Dave gets another point. 3-7 will be the score here. Dave Fink had all the momentum and was doing everything right, and then Nadi located that serve. It just shows you just how important a serve
3
is
serve 7.
in handball. You're playing back home, and you get up to the server's box and just throw it into play.
Play it again.
You're doing yourself a disjustice. I don't know if that's a word.
Injustice.
How about a disservice?
Disservice.
I'll go with disjustice, which is the word of the day.
All right.
3 serve 7.
Making up our own words now.
That's all right. That was a screen
Hold
ball.
it. Screen serve.
It's a late call from the referee.
Better late than never, however. Sometimes.
3-7.
Uh-oh. That's usually an injury. Dave Fink just got off the wrong foot there. And a point for Nadi Alvarado as Dave Fink stole back some momentum, but now Nadi's got the 8th point here at 8-3.
8 serves 3. Short. Second serve.
Good kill shot there by Fink to get his 4th
4
point,
serves
trying to
8.
chip away this 4-8 deficit that he
Short.
has coming into the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker is played to 25,
serve.
just like the first 2 games at rally scoring.
Not a lot of clapping when Dave Fink gets the
5 serves 8.
point.
It's a nice kill shot there in the left corner by Fink.
Now Dave Fink starting to edge
6
back
serves
here.
8.
I like that shot.
And now a 7th point for Dave Fink. The one that rides that wall and meets it right where you hit it. Only the pros can do that.
I wouldn't know.
7 serves 8.
Now Dave Fink starting to take some of that momentum that Nadi had back.
It looked like fatigue just didn't let him hit that ball hard. Those kind of
9
shots, you
serves
just need to
7.
drive that ball as hard as you can.
Well, it is difficult. It hits that second wall within a fraction of a second. And that ball dying on both walls. Dave decided to pull up, kind of guide that ball in. And instead, he was unable to hit it solidly. See, Nadi's dangerous with both hands.
Hold it, let's play it again.
It's a good call from referee Paul Godina. Dave Fink felt that the crowd here was heckling him after every play
9
would end,
serves
but
7.
we've not really heard
Replay.
any of that. 9-7. And another cracked serve from Nadi Alvarado.
10 serves 7.
Dave has to really watch to see what Nadi's going to do here. Could be another setup for Nadi Alvarado. Goes for the pass shot, and he gets it now at 11-7. This is Nadi's game, Ashley. He sets it up with that great serve, and then will pound it by you or go for a kill
11
shot.
serves 7.
One of the best first strike artists of all time. See how he serves that ball and tries to go for a weak return. And
Hold on, let's play it again.
ooh, that's a tough one to replay there.
No?
Well, even with the player jumping out of the way like that, it's a big distraction
you.
seeing the ball.
Yeah,
and
but
the
you
player.
have the player in front of you, and you've got the whole court, and all you have to do is flip it to the back court, and you get a free point.
But you also have to be able to see the ball.
Well, if you ref one of my matches, you let me take that. I would rather be blind for a little bit on that
Replay,
ball,
11
knowing that you're
serves
stuck
7.
up in front of me. Every single time, even if it's in the national final, even if I miss-hit it.
Well, if you were jumping in front of that ball in front of me, I would
Point.
certainly want that over.
Well, I'm different. I'm not 155 pounds.
Ball short. 2 serves. Thank you, Nati.
Nadi Alvarado saw it short. They don't have a line judge. Dave said, hey, come on, it wasn't even close.
11 serving 7. 2 serves.
And Nadi said, okay, I'll give this one to you. Dave Fink kind of jumping in front of Nadi there. No call from the referee.
8 serves 11.
Strange that he lets those players play through that one, but not the previous one where one player is completely out of position.
Eight serves 11.
see what happens here. If that ball went over the back wall, it's a point. If it went over the side wall, it's do-over, and I think it went over the side wall.
All right. All right, George.
Let's see what the referee
That's a
calls.
replay.
Yep.
Eight serves 11.
And now a point for Dave Fink, 9-11.
9 serves 11.
And the 10th point now for Dave Fink.
10 serves 11.
Dave's got a really good serve here in this match, probably the best I've seen him serve in a while. And I'm sure the same thing that's going through Dave Fink's mind when he's returning the serve of Nadi Alvarado is the same thing that's going through Nadi's mind right now. It's like, what do I do here?
I like that shot.
I love it too. It's a deep pass. Dave Fink is being really methodical right now, walking into the court.
12 serves 11.
Dead center, 12-11. This is the tiebreaker.
No.
I think he has a good argument there.
I do too. I hear the referee say no immediately before Dave was even hitting the ball.
You didn't see it. 12 serves 12.
Another setup for Nadi. And he just doesn't miss those. He goes over the top and doesn't miss.
Thirteen serves 12.
Dave Fink going to the right, to the left, excuse me. Ball served to the right. Dave has a setup, but he decides to feather it. This is where Nadi's dangerous, actually. That revolving door, and Dave Fink goes for the left corner kill, gets it, ties the game at 13.
In his game earlier today, Dave Fink had some of his best shots killing it in that left corner. We're just not seeing that. He's not getting the same type of setups playing a...
Let me see it. Yeah, it sucked. Change it.
There's going to be a 2-minute equipment timeout here. You're watching the WPH Simple Green Race for 8. We are live in Los Angeles at the AC, the historical Los Angeles Athletic Club. This is the quest for the Players' Championship. The WPH qualifier had a great draw, trying to find those that will be named into the Elite 8 for the Player Championship scheduled for May 18th and 19th of 2012 at the LAAC in Seattle. If you'd like to purchase your tickets for the show court, get a hold of Joel Carlson. That's Joel Carlson, CARLSON @yahoo.com. Get a pen and pad here if you haven't already. Write down the cell phone number of Joel to purchase your tickets because they will sell out. 206 is the area code, 660-9878. That's 206-660-9878. Joel Carlson will sell those tickets to you so you can watch the Player Championship. Now, Ashley, you will be at the Player Championship, sideline reporting. We're actually going to have you down in the court area for the whole tournament with the microphone, so you'll be interviewing before and after and during, and actually during play we'll have you walk onto the court.
Can't wait.
Can't get hit by a ball.
Score is 13-all.
That's going to be May 18th and 19th in Seattle, Washington at the Washington Athletic Club.
Let's resume play. $13-all.
We were at the same point last game when they had it tied up at 13, and then Nadi just went on this amazing run to just take complete control of the game. We'll see how Fink reacts here and getting...
Well, Nadi went on a complete run earlier than that when he was down 13-3. He did come back and tie it at 13. That looked like it could be called short. No call from the referee. Dave Fink's playing through this, and he calls a double bounce on himself. The
15
winner
serves 13.
will play the winner of Luis Cordova and Sean Linney. Matchup will be up next tomorrow morning in that semifinal, and a point now for Dave Fink brings it to 14-15. So the winner of this one will play either
14
Luis
serves
Cordova or
15.
Sean Linney tomorrow at 3 o'clock,
Hold
excuse me,
it.
tomorrow
Two
at
serves,
11 in the
green.
morning in the semifinals.
Second, 2 serves.
Dave Fink going to go down the left.
Short. One short, one screen.
And a side out, 16-14. Nadia Alvarado serving here in the tiebreaker, going to 25. This is the men's quarterfinal.
16 serves 14. No.
This is going to be bad.
Not quite the reaction you were expecting, huh?
I thought
17 serves 14.
we'd see a Dave Fink appearance out that door, but
Well, we were all prepared for it, but we didn't get the entertainment we all wanted.
I can see where he's saying that he was screened.
It's a
That's
nice
that
shot.
left hand that Dave Fink is known for, Ashley. He's been doing that for over 20 years now.
Timeout. First timeout. Dave Fink, 1 minute.
It will be a one-minute
Scores
timeout.
15, serving 17.
And you heard the score right there from the referee. This is the WPH Simple Green Race for 8. We are live at the Los Angeles Athletic Club here in beautiful Southern California. You see Nadia Alvarado Sr., who's the tournament director at this event, giving advice to his son. Now, I don't know if he's going to get docked any stipends, Nadia Alvarado Sr. and Jr., for the tournament director giving advice to the tournament player. I'm not sure how that works. There's Nadia Sr. next to Waif Reisner, the legendary Waif, who was here back in the 50s when Jimmy Jacobs won that national championship and represented the Los Angeles Athletic Club.
Let's resume play. 15, serving 17.
Fink coming in. The score is 15-17, as you heard from our referee, Paul Godina. I'm surprised the referee didn't ask Fink to change his shirt again. His shirt looks to be completely soaking wet.
I'm surprised that a player can take a timeout, go in and do one play and immediately wipe up the floor.
Yeah.
But that's just what happens in the sport. You don't want a player to get injured. Dave
18.
Chapman slipped on some
Sorry.
condensation at the U.S. Open, and it's really kind of hurt his career because he has a torn
18,
MCL
serving
that just
15.
has become a problem. 18-15 score here. Nadia Alvarado serving to Dave Fink, tiebreaker. You have to win by getting to 25 and win by 2 at that. That's just a patented Nadia Alvarado shot right there.
Nineteen serves 15.
Nadia Alvarado 6 points away.
Twenty serves 15.
As said earlier, Luis Cordova versus Sean Linney will be up next on this show court. Nadia very active after being so slow previously, Dave Fink punches that ball down the left wall, and Nadi's actually said so slow. Either that or he said,
I thought he said Sapo.
I don't think he would say that to Dave because Dave did not miss hit that ball. But Dave Fink now at 16-20. You're watching the continued coverage from the World Players of Handball online live streaming at racefor8.com. Please tell your friends to watch this live broadcast on your favorite social network site. Twitter, you can tweet it. LinkedIn, Facebook.
Is that all you're on, or are there more?
Yelp,
Resume
Bebo,
play. 16 serving 20.
Flickr.
I don't even know what half of those are. And you're on all of them.
Bevo. Dave Fink dives, gets that ball, but it hits him right in the back, and it's a point for Nadi Alvarado, who gets his 21st. Dave Fink does not want to get up here. He's going to call for a towel. He gets an extra 20, 30 seconds here. Ball's going to roll through that area. Dave asked for a towel, but he got a ball and a towel.
Thrown right at him. He just looks completely exhausted. He's seeing this tiebreaker slip out of his hands and his hopes of getting to the semifinals for the first time this race season.
You have to remember a few years back, he had a great
Okay.
pro stop season. I told
Stay
him
in
at
the
that
court.
time, you should just retire. That's when he defeated Sean Linning in the semifinals of the New York Athletic Club pro stop that we had, and then backed it up by defeating David Chapman in the finals. I said, Fink, this is it for you. Just retire. This is
Resume play.
where you go home. But he's decided to prolong his career, and
21.
it's good that he has. He's, I think, ranked 6th right now in the power rankings. Dave Fink didn't do a good enough job to wipe down that court for Nadi, who's going to ask for the towel. Now, this is a veteran move from Nadi Alvarado.
I was going to go check it, but I'll let you do it this time. Okay.
Nadi said it was soaked, but he didn't really look like he had to wipe up much. I know what soaked wet floor looks like, and
Okay,
that didn't look
resume
like
play.
the actions of somebody who had to clean up a
Scores
soaked wet floor.
21, serve 16.
These towels must be really good here. 21-16. Dave Fink digs that ball out. Has an opening. I like that shot from Fink, but it comes out. Watch what Nadi does with this ball. And another point for Nadi Alvarado at the 22nd point now with Dave Fink calling a timeout.
Second timeout. Dave Fink, 1 minute.
Nadi Alvarado has that smile on his face. Want to thank all of our sponsors, Mintech, Tucson Rolling Shutters, TucsonRollingShutters.com, locally owned, nationally known. Want to say hello to Zions, the official sports drink of the UFC, online at Zions.com. They're the official sports drink of the UFC, the official scoreboard of the
Come on.
WPH.
Yeah.
See
Like a
Eddie
chipmunk.
Chapa in the front row here at the LAAC.
You have one.
One more
One
timeout for
remaining.
Dave Fink being
15
called by the
seconds,
referee,
guys.
Paul
Let's
Godina.
get back on the court. Yeah, it's good weight.
I think Dave Fink needs to dig deep and find some strength to try to put together any sort of
Resume play.
comeback in this game.
Scores
He
22,
just doesn't
serving
seem to have the
16.
energy to even think about it.
That ball was hit so hard it looked like it skipped on the floor.
23, serve 16.
It's going to be very hard for Fink to come back from this. 23-16. Fink gets a point here, 17-23. We have to literally see Fink
Alfred.
score multiple points here because Nadi, if he gets a side out, will be serving to win the match.
17, serves 23.
So we're talking,
A miracle.
well, 7 points.
Point.
Nadi was looking back, but there are no slides called here. No bad bounces, no slides. It just
18 serves
play
23.
it.
Almost. Match point, serves 18.
Well, it was a good showing from Dave Fink, certainly. This could be it for Nadia Alvarado. And it is. Nadia Alvarado takes down Dave Fink 25-18. We have another match coming up right around the corner. We'll be back in just a few for Ashley Moeller and Linda Manning, as well as Omar Limas. My name is Dave Vincent. Nadia Alvarado taking down Dave Fink, losing in the first game 25-10. Takes game number 2, 25-17, and then here 25-18 in the decisive third game. Sean Linning and Luis Cordova coming up next at racefor8.com.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
So, what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like us.
Be part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside.
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
And get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Join the movement at ActionHeroAlliance.com.